in his spare time, but right now, here today, he's a heavyweight, not overweight.
Yeah, it really is. His biggest problem is not what he's capable of doing, but he needs a little help from either Townsend or McCain. They've got to be a little off, and he's got to be doing what he's been doing all day long, and in this pommel horse routine, he's got to be perfect.
Nice, come on. To the end now.
Don't know of a sport where momentum doesn't help. And this is one of the best routines I've seen Jamie do on horse.
Yeah, as Coach said, he has got the Olympic spirit. He is more focused for this one.
Oh, man. I don't know if Natalie is on his way to Sydney or setting himself up for one of the biggest disappointments of his gymnastics life, but he is entertaining us along the way. From Hockessin, Delaware, and Ohio State. And he seems like the kind of guy who can really feed off the energy of a crowd like this. At the head of the vault runway, we find Shawn Townsend, strep throat, feeling lousy, feeling weak. How about the bad timing of that? You're performing at the highest level you ever have in your career, and you come to the Olympic trials, and you get strep throat.
And you got to do a triple front on vaulting. That's just a little bit crazy, but this guy, he can do it though. Wow.
Wait till you see in slow motion how much went on up in the air.
That was unreal. That was so close to being as perfect as I've seen this vault done 3 times around. 1, 2, pull for that ground.
Almost stuck that
Look, he's got it. Off to the side.
And now we go to Blaine Wilson, who loves to show off on the high bar. The leader after 2 rotations. I mean, he's just been the leader for years. That's it, plain and simple.
About 2.5 minutes ago, Blaine, in the one-touch warm-up, missed his release move, and that would send chills of fear through any other gymnast. Blaine probably doesn't even remember that he did it. Comes right here. No problem. Most interesting combination comes right here. Full and a half twist.
Wow.
Talked about Blaine's in this meet for a different reason.
Yeah, it's more than just the routine itself. It comes down to landings, too. This is the last thing they see.
Yes! Imagine that he did that with a rotator cuff that was once torn, and the doctor said it may never be 100%. Well, they were wrong. So the Fleet Center still buzzes. Natalie puts up a 9.25 on the pommel horse. Meanwhile, Shawn Townsend continues to keep the distance. 9.8. And again, the top 4 scores as they continue to be piled high. The other guys just can't catch up. Now here's Morgan Hamm, 6th after 2 rotations. He's one of the gymnasts that may have to be considered by the committee. Is he versatile enough and consistent enough to contribute to an overall Olympic team effort?
He wasn't consistent in day 1 of the competition on this event. I think it surprised not only his coach, but probably more Morgan.
But he can do horse, no doubt about that. Has a very good basic circle. I think he did let the pressure of the competition get to him a little bit in day 1. Nice body line, extended position. Very nice, very clean set so far. Oh, he's going to take that one.
I'll tell you what, if there's one thing you do not want to be today in Boston, it's on that selection committee.
Good.
Oh, shit.
You did, nice. That's all right. You did great. It was overall, it was a really clean set. A little off balance in some spots. It's going to be hard to know. You get a good score.
Stephen McCain ready to vault. Now, here's how complicated it is for everyone below the 4th position. All Stephen McCain needs to do to stay ahead of Jamie Natalie in 5th place right now is record an 8.276.
And if everything goes as planned, that is no problem at all. Big step on that landing forward. He also has a deduction because he's a little bit short on the distance. But certainly will be well above that low 8.
Blaine Wilson, 9.875. And a high bar routine that got a huge ovation, and there's John Roethlisberger in his deep trance. Every time I've seen John Roethlisberger today, backstage, on the podium, when he's not performing, he's sitting there in deep thought. Meanwhile, Morgan Hamm has been inconsistent in the trials and the USA Championships on the pommel horse, but today at 9.475. On night 1 of the Olympic trials, John Roethlisberger was a human Titanic, crashing at every turn. So far here, it's been smooth sailing. He'll be on the high bar next, trying to move up, something he didn't do last rotation.
The U.S. Olympic Gymnastics trials are brought to you by John Hancock, official worldwide sponsor of the 2000 Olympic Games. By Powerade. Whatever you do to get up for the games, stay up. Powerade on the field at the Olympic Games. By 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. And by the Home Depot, proud sponsor of the 2000 U.S. Olympic team.
Back at the Fleet Center in Boston, Massachusetts, moving through the 3rd of 6 rotations in the U.S. Olympic trials. With Beth Ruyak, Tim Daggett, and Elke Schlegel, I'm Al Troutwig. We zoom in again on the story of John Roethlisberger. If this is how his Olympic quest ends today, he's going to go down fighting. Ready to mount the high bar with his father right there.
I tell you, some things in gymnastics, it's just a fluke. John missing his hand in day 1. In my wildest dreams, I wouldn't imagine it happening. I've never seen it occur with John. You see it happen all the time with other gymnasts, not with guys like John Roethlisberger.
Yeah, and Fred, his father said he was in absolute disbelief when that happened.
Beautiful. Full spin right to handstand. His release right here. This is where he had problems. Night 1 right here. Grabbing the bar. None today. Lands this dismount. It's his best effort all week.
He has got to be asking himself, where has this been? His problems didn't just start on day 1 of the Olympic trials. He had a nationals performance which made him physically sick.
Cooking, Johnny.
But today it's good for John Roethlisberger. Now we go to the pommel horse, Paul Hamm. 2nd after 2 rotations and looking really good to go to the Sydney Olympics.
Looking really good, but if you got an event in men's gymnastics that's similar to women's balance beam, it's pommel horse. Now this guy is great on horse, but he's 17 years old. He's never been in a meet like this before. You just got to think that he's going to start feeling nerves sometime, but he just keeps on cooking. Very difficult 1 pommel work, but he also has tremendous clearance over the pommels. Completely straight body when he swings. Well, this is a fantastic exercise. I doubt we'll see anybody do a better one than that all night long.
You might look at it.